What's poppin', Attack Squad? It's your boy SatAttack. Y'all see a title, man. I love watching this video. I usually watch these videos weekly about the Niners and whoever they're playing all season. Like, I love these type of videos about the NFL. It like gives you like a, they pretty much give you stats on how the offense and defense are and where they're ranked. But hey, this is a 12-minute video. You know I gotta check this. I gotta react to it, bro. It's Cowboys. It's playoff week, man. Let's get it, bro. I love these
rivalry
videos.
Back on. 49ers Cowboys faced off in the playoffs 3 times in a row in the 70s. 3 times.
I don't like how people bring that shit from like the 80s, 90s. Like, it's a good rivalry, but none of that shit matters in today's game. Like, no one, like, we don't got no Troy Aikman playing them. Like, come on, man.
Row in the 90s.
It don't matter.
Now 2 times in a row in the 20s.
It's good for the rivalry, good for the old heads that watch both like the rivalry back then. But
weird, but true. The current Cowboys
it don't matter what the fuck
Troy
Aikman did
after bouncing
to Dak Prescott
in the Bucks
on Sunday.
6 points at a time.
Prescott, touchdown!
They take on the 49ers, a team that's gone full strange brew, steamrolling teams as they march into the divisional round on an 11-game win streak.
Let's get it. Leads to a touchdown.
What a matchup. Battle of DPOY candidates. First team All-Pro edge.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that. Oh, Nick gonna make a statement for sure. Nick wants a deport. Hey,
a matchup.
Nick
Battle
gonna make a statement. Nick gonna have 2 sacks this week for sure.
Candidates. First team All-Pro edge rush buddies.
Y'all know y'all more than welcome to come to my crib.
Nick Bosa on one side, Micah Parsons on the other. Which guy has the bigger impact?
That's twice. I got it. Then you two gotta help us.
Answer could go a long way in dictating how the game unfolds and ends. Neither guy lines up exclusively on one side, so the key.
That's gonna be the problem, bro. Line that man on Trent Williams' side. If you line him on Mike McGlinchey's side, we might have a problem.
Matchup we start with San Francisco's tackles versus Parsons.
Okay, we're going
Micah, 13.5 sacks in 2022, 3rd most pressures of any edge rusher. In 2022, Parsons attacked the left tackle about 60% of the time, the right tackle 40%.
Pressured. Good night, nurse.
Yeah, don't be surprised if that is at least flipped in this one. San Francisco's left tackle, Trent Williams, PFF's best left tackle, 2 years running now. Number 11 may spend a little more time on the right side then. Mike McGlinchey, he's not a Turk or a JD or anything, but he gave up 6 sacks in 2022, and he's not Trent Williams.
He's going to split McGlinchey
and going to be a problem.
And
it's going to be a problem because that dude is athletic as fuck.
These two played in last year's wild card game. Parsons didn't have a single sack or even a QB hit. Dallas
choke that fool out! You check!
Didn't have a single sack or even a QB hit. Dallas didn't plant Jimmy G a single time.
2 times big.
Oh, we need that. Hey, we need that. Hold on. Hey, we need that.
Didn't plant Jimmy G a single
time. That's how it's gonna be this year. That's how it's gonna be this year.
3 of the Cowboys' key pass rushers this season played in that game too. The 49ers line again having to contend with Dorrance Armstrong, 8.5 bags in 2022. DeMarcus Lawrence, 6 sacks.
We played them last year, man, and I feel like our O-line is better this year. We got more weapons. We could put in George Kittle, we'll still have a lot of weapons getting open. You feel me? Like
Hardy, Dante Fowler, 6 bags this season, and one of the highest pressure rates in the league. That group led the way to the 3rd most QB takedowns.
And the ball came out.
Dallas had a 35% pressure rate. That was the highest in the NFL. It makes for a Gene Belcher beef squatch battle.
They are bludgeoning our quarterback.
That rush up against a line that allowed the 6th fewest sacks, the 10th lowest pressure rate.
Jimmy time. Jimmy throws. It is caught. Touchdown!
It's gonna be a good test, bro.
On the other
it's
side,
gonna be a good
Nick
test.
Bosa, NFL sack leader, 48
it's gonna be fun.
QB
It's gonna be stressful as hell for both teams. Hey, you cannot lie. It's gonna be stressful.
13 more than anyone else.
I wasn't even thinking of that sack. I got one.
He didn't have a sack in their wild card win. It makes him more dangerous. The number of times Bosa went back-to-back games without seeing him shrug this season, same number of times I started for an NFL team.
A lot of 97s in here.
Or college team, Pop Warner team, 2-on-2 two-hand touch team, that one hurt.
That's a grown-ass man.
Bosa is also a 60-40 guy, but he prefers right tackles most of the time. So is the Dallas tackle situation Bosa ready? Tyron Smith played right tackle in the wild card game.
Good, ain't he?
He only played 4 regular season games, but we know what he's capable of.
Nice.
On the other side, it's rookie Tyler Smith and/or Jason Peters. Peters left last week's game hurt. Tyler Smith.
That dude like 40 years old. Nick about to eat. Nick gonna flip. Micah gonna flip. Hey, it's gonna be. Hey, they gonna flip. They both gonna flip.
Smith gave up 7 sacks this year.
Sack back inside the 20-yard line.
He got moved around a lot out of necessity, so he never really got settled into one spot.
Tyler Smith,
so he has
really played well.
Big picture pass rush battle on this side of things just as meaty as the other side. 49ers racked up 3 sacks versus Seattle last week. One of the bags, a Happy Meal, came with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery.
San Francisco's got it!
The Niners, 44 sacks, tied for 10th most, a 30% pressure rate, 9th highest. Facing off with a Cowboys line that only gave up 27 sacks, 4th fewest.
You guys do not want to play with us.
Dak Prescott got solid protection versus Tampa Bay. He couldn't come into a game off a better game. Career best, 25 of 33, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns,
I'm excited for Sunday, bro. There's nothing I can else
his touchdown pass to Dalton Schultz.
All these stats don't mean no when they start lining up.
Play.
What a play by Prescott!
For both teams,
Prescott looked like he was toying with Tampa Bay's defense. It won't be easy to toy with San Francisco's. First in points per game allowed this year, first in yards per game. Only 3 teams scored 24 plus on them all season.
It was the Falcons who half our team was hurt. Same with the Chiefs. Half our team was hurt too. Like we didn't have Armstead, we didn't have Kinlaw. Hey, and then the Raiders won. Raiders put it on. Raiders won with no excuse.
Frisco's secondary, 82.7 rate, tied for 5th best. Most INTs in all of football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We gonna get Dak. Dak lead the league in picks. Hey, that's gonna come back and haunt y'all, bro. Promise you.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
The big one-on-one here, Travarius Ward versus CD Lamb. Ward had a great 2022, not a great wild card. DK Metcalf beat him for a big touchdown. Ward gave up over 100 yards, 9 targets, 7 receptions allowed.
Ward, that one spot where he looks back, and that's what allowed DK Metcalf to separate.
On that same
Ward got
note,
kicked last week, but this is a different week, bro. That dude DK just a different specimen, bro.
It's worth noting, 49ers defense has been great in 2022, but they gave up big yards to Jarrett Stidham and Devontae Adams a few games ago. Last week versus Geno, over 250 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Metcalf had
division game. Typically, San Francisco has played wideouts well, held them to an 88.5 rating. That was 12th lowest. Cornerback Diamador Lenore didn't have a great 2022, but he played well versus Seattle.
Lofts it up for Metcalf.
He's underrated, bro. People like to talk shit because he give up plays here and there, but bro's always in position. He just misses the ball and shit. But he gonna be right.
This week, he'll get a lot of Michael Gallup. 6 targets, 5 catches, and a score last week.
And it's Gallup behind the defender.
Gallup can jump.
49ers will have to play the tight end position well. Dak isn't wishy-washy when it comes to Dalton Schultz. 8 targets, 7 catches, 95 yards, 2 scores versus Tampa Bay. 8+ targets, 3 straight games now. He's a Prescott fave.
Fred clamping that up.
Dalton Schultz.
Niners against tight ends in 2022, rating allowed 98.2. That was middle of the pack. That's an opening.
Kyle Pitts caught it. Touchdown.
Tony Pollard, Zeke. Pollard snapped out of his mini slump last week, 77 yards, 5.1 a run.
Pollard again, nice hesitation.
Elliott, 2.1 yards per carry on 13 tries versus the Bucks. Hasn't been over 4 yards per carry in 5 straight games now.
Goes nowhere.
He and Pollard trying to find room against the #1 defense versus running backs in 2022.
Yeah, I'm about to see it. Oh, Dre. Oh, Dre.
What?
It's all sort of insulting that we wait this long to get to the 49ers.
Like 37 points in 4 straight games, bro. You gotta score on our defense and you gotta stop our offense, bro.
That's put up 37+ points in 4 straight games.
4 straight games, bro.
got it.
This is what the offense was
Passing
supposed
game
to look like right when we got CMC. This is what we imagined.
On fire right now for them. Rudy, Rocky, Michael, Sarah, all rolled in one behind center. Brock Purdy legend, only bigger after watching him in his first playoff game.
Here's what I'm talking about with that progression going through, right? He's reading left. Where's Elijah Mitchell? He should be checking down. He should be ready back over here to my right side.
332 yards, 131.5 rating, 3 touchdowns,
Yes,
no picks, put receivers in spots to pick up yak, and if he gets flushed, showed he can keep plays alive with his legs.
Dances and finds McCaffrey, who broke loose.
We have a good old-fashioned Debo Craig showdown lined up with Trayvon Diggs playing.
Trayvon's not gonna be on Debo. Why we act like this gonna be a matchup? Debo move around too much for Trayvon to shadow him. It's gonna be Trayvon on Ayuk.
In this case, Samuel snagged a few chains and pagers last
That's not
week.
gonna be the
Cody Barton
matchup.
coming down, you think he's going to make the tackle. Then you think Mike Jackson's going to
I
make
hope
the
they
tackle.
line up Trayvon on him. You can move Trayvon on him one-on-one. You can move that man to running back, and then what's Trayvon gonna do? He's gonna have to be on someone else.
6 catches, 133 yards, and a touchdown, so he's feeling it. Diggs, 10 targets versus Brady and company, allowed 7 catches, 75 yards, a rating over 90, so not great. Dude's a gamer, though, and that's why him on Debo will be fun.
Realistically, every ball could be a pick.
Purdy doesn't play favorites, though. He could easily turn to Brandon Ayuk if he thinks Waldo's in front of him. Ayuk, 4 targets, 3 catches, 73 yards. He was San Francisco's top wideout in 2022.
He should have another touchdown.
Ayuk's just kind of flying under the radar, but 3 catches and 73 yards.
Is Darren Bland wearing the red-white cap? He gave up a touchdown, 8 catches on 12 targets last week, 80.
We about to cook that secondary, bro.
5 yards.
We're gonna cook that
Dallas's
secondary.
pass defense that Purdy and company face gave up 351 yards to Brady, but it was on 5.2 yards per attempt. They held him to a 72.2
We
rating.
really worried about Tampa Bay's offense, bro. We did the exact same shit to the
Intercepted in the
offense.
back of the end zone.
Dallas's play versus the pass overall very similar to Seattle's, and we saw what Purdy did to them.
Downfield, Ayuk cuts free.
And he didn't
Dimers.
need George Kittle much. Comes off a quiet game. His 2 catches were effective, and we all know his game.
Sit fly for George Kittle.
Right when you forget about George Kittle, he gonna have a 2-touchdown game. Hey,
Spotted
hey,
by
he had a quiet game last week,
times
Dallas.
today.
Elijah
He
Mitchell
trashed
and
now. He's
CMC,
washed.
5 targets,
Now,
4
2 touchdown
catches,
games this
42 yards, 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey, the runner, comes in hotter than the receiver, too. He gained 115 yards on 15 tries, 7.9 yards per carry.
McCaffrey gallops free.
I'm
Cowboys
excited.
held running backs to 4.2
excited.
a run in 2022. They only faced 12 rush attempts versus Tampa Bay. Kicking game, Robbie Gould, solid year, 4 for 4 last week,
Go.
3 for 3 on extra points in
We need
damp
that.
conditions.
We need that. We need
Brett
that. We need
Maher, Dak might trust Charlie Brown trying to hit from 50 with
He's in his
Lucy
head.
holding the ball more
gonna
than
be in
he
his
trusts
head.
Brett right now.
He's gonna be
Watching
in his
the
head.
4th extra point in a row miss.
I promise
went
you he
from
ain't gonna
kinda
make a
funny
30,
to
50-yard
painful,
field goal this
just
week.
as a fan.
He has done it again.
He's gonna miss his
Might be
first
looking
field
for
goal
a kicker
attempt.
next week.
Like we said,
He might make
this
his
is a
extra point. I'm not talking about extra point, but say if they get drive downfield, like a 45-yard field goal, he
playoff
gonna miss.
rematch. 2021 wild card, 23-17.
And our
San
team's better-
Francisco.
way better
Cowboys
than last
got
year.
Debo'd on the ground,
Way.
72 yards and a touchdown. Then there was the trifecta of the early 90s. 92, 93 went to
None of
Dallas.
that shit matters.
94 went to San Francisco.
None of that shit
There was
matters.
that one 1981 game. And then there was the original
Right.
trilogy, early 70s, 70, 71, 72, a Dallas
Let's see this
sweep.
game picks. Let's
Preview
see
is
this game
yours
picks.
from here. Add anything else
Let's
missing
do
to
the
the
game
comment
picks.
section.
Let's get to it. Oh, you're dumb. You're dumb. I don't even know how to say it. At home. At home. You're dumb. Nah, it's gonna be a good game. I'm expecting a good game. But if it's anything like this one or like this one, I'd be happy. Or like this one, where we win by 10 points, where our defense and offense is on like. Man, I'm not trying to have a close game, bro. I haven't had one of those in a while, bro. And it's in the playoffs. I'm not trying to have that. That's just that's the stressful part, bro. Like, I am so confident in this Niners team, bro. I haven't been this confident in like years. So if we end up losing, bro, it's gonna be way worse than last year. Way worse than last year, man. Road 2K, bro. We're gonna die, but we out.